According to some scientists, we're losing dozens of species every day. But is there hope for some on the brink of extinction? Hey guys, Julia here for DNews. Many scientists believe we are in the middle of the sixth great extinction. At the current rate of 100 extinctions per million species per year, that's 1,000 times worse than the natural rate, according to a study published in the journal Science. And that rate could be even higher since there's so many species we still haven't discovered, and maybe never will. To put it more simply, dozens of species are blinking out of existence every day. One of the most high-profile of those on the brink of extinction is the rhino, the rare northern white rhino. And when I say rare, I mean rare. Recently, one female in a zoo in the Czech Republic died after a cyst burst. She leaves behind only 4 other members of her species, 3 females and 1 male. While they're still here, their group is pretty much functionally extinct, which can mean one of 3 things. Sometimes a species is considered functionally extinct if it disappears from the fossil record or there have been no historical sightings. Sometimes functional extinction can mean a species is too small or scattered to serve its ecological niche. But in the case of the northern white rhino, they're considered functionally extinct because there's simply not enough of them. There's simply too few to produce what is called the minimum viable population. They can no longer produce a viable gene pool. An MVP is typically considered to be large and diverse enough that there's a 95% chance that the species will survive over the next 100 years. How that figure is calculated for each species is typically done through computer modeling that takes into account things like inbreeding, catastrophes, and random variations. So species with a smaller population is more vulnerable to catastrophes. An off-cited number to create a thriving population, you need at least 50 members to avoid inbreeding issues. But it's different for different species in different circumstances. A species that's growing and a species that's declining are going to have very different MVPs. One study by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature found that an African wild dog population of over 100 members could last at least 50 years if protected from humans. But a population of less than 20 didn't stand much of a chance. So it's not looking good for the northern white rhino. But it's not like a species hasn't come back from the brink before. Nearly 100 years ago, Siberian tigers, also called Amur tigers, dropped to around 30. Now there's over 360. But perhaps one of the biggest hallmarks of success is the southern white rhino. Over 100 years ago, there might have been as few as 50 of the large land animal, thanks to hunting for both meat and their precious horns. 20 of those were taken into captivity, and scientists helped set the mood so they could get busy. Now, decades later, their numbers are in the thousands, like 20,000, and are considered one of the most abundant rhinos on the planet. Go science! So maybe it's possible to save really endangered species. While humans have caused so much devastation on biodiversity and ecosystems across the planet, we're also their last hope. So what do you think? Should we save species like the northern white rhino or simply let them go the way of the dodo? Let us know. You can tell us over on our Facebook page or we're on Twitter at DNews. I'm there too at Julia_SCI. Thanks for watching.